What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. I cannot believe it. Out of nowhere. Well, I guess I should believe it, and I shouldn't be surprised, really. With all of the HomePods that had... Hold on, let me turn my lights on. I knew there was... It felt weird in here. Okay. Yeah, that's, wow. Of course, no one should be surprised with how many first gens that have been showing up the past week or so. A couple of second gens have trickled in. A couple of streams ago, you actually saw us crack open one, and it had a totally blown out power supply. Like, it wasn't really worth fixing unless we get really desperate for power supplies. I got a couple second gens that I've procured for parts, but we do have 3 more second gens with no power here with us today. We'll see if all 3 of them are actually no power. These second gens have a funny tendency to make their owners send them in to us for a no power issue, and yet as soon as we get it, they of course work just fine. So, shuffle hands. Welcome back. Stefan said he wasn't going to be here today. Oh man, are we starting too late for him the past few days? Is he doing all right? He's got a lot going on. Side note, I'll go ahead and show off the cool stuff I got today that I have found. Oh, that kid just took a poop. I'm gonna have to change that. Hold on. I went to the Village of Value today, and I snagged some cool stuff. I found an Acer Ferrari laptop. Like, look at that. It's got like a real badge set into the palm rest. A real textured, like, kind of fake carbon fiber look to it. Like, this is, when I saw this on the shelf and like the legit like emblem on there, I saw this on the shelf and I was kind of like, it's gonna be sort of half-assed, you know, attempt. But this thing, I mean, look at the rubber feet on the bottom. Their tires. My Ferrari came with all 4 tires. Can you believe it? I got a Ferrari with 4 tires on it for under $10. I actually even have, of course, coupons galore for Value Village. So, as cheap as a lot of their stuff is, I still end up never actually paying quite as much as the sticker. Pretty cool. I was at Fred Meyer, and they had an Alarmo. I've wanted one for a little while, but they had this actually for a couple bucks off, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it. I'll finally get an Alarmo. I've been using an HP touchpad tablet since literally the day those things came out as an alarm clock at the side of my bed. HP touchpad release date, July 1st, 2011. I have been using an Android, or an HP Palm OS tablet, WebOS tablet that is 14 years old for the past 12 or 13 years as an alarm clock. And I'm gonna give Alarmo a shot and see if that's gonna be what I use. quite excited. I do not buy new stuff for myself very often. Alright. Let's add some names up to the screen and see what we're cooking today. I'm gonna mix these second gens into the queue here for us. We'll put this one over here, this one right here. We'll stick this here, and we'll pick on this one next. How about that? Where's spot number 1? Here we go. All right. Perfect. I have a game plan for today's queue. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with Mike here has been waiting very patiently for us to finally get a logic board for them. I've got another one here. And we're gonna get them finally taken care of. Let's shoot them a message so they've got as much time as possible to catch it and join in. 3982, here they are. Alright, we got Mike messaged. No, not that Mike. Shh, we gotta be quiet. We don't want to be too loud and wake up that Mike. Nah, this Mike's cool. Mod Mike is we won't talk about Mod Mike. We'll let him speak for himself when he inevitably pops in the chat and we'll see. Maybe he'll offer someone a couple of bucks for their HomePod. Who else are we going to do? We're going to take a look at a second gen after this. We'll look at 42... Hello. Where's my mouse? Here we are. 4219. Second gen with no power. 4109. Another fellow with a first gen bricked HomePod. We finally got our hands on a logic board for them. It is a confirmed hardware issue. Then we've got Chris. Goodness, we've had a lot of Chris's the past few days. I'll say I think Chris has probably been the most common name that we've seen here recently. No power, of course. And then we've got another second gen Neil. No power. And then we've got Matt with 2 HomePods. Both are actually working just fine. They wanted to send them in for our signature maintenance. We've got Albert. We're going to take a break in between Matt's 2 HomePods and try to restore the software on Albert's bricked HomePod. Patrick with no power. And there it is. That was, let's see, 3926 was Westmont Optometry. All right. Can I fit that on here? All right, I think we can. They've got a second gen with no power. 4084, no power. Mark, no power. And that is all that I'm going to try to do today. Of course, there are still a lot more. But I don't want to lose my mind. And we've got a good weekend coming up, so in theory, practically nothing should show up in my mailbox over the weekend, and that'll give us a chance to catch up a little bit more here. Give me 1 second now. I'm going to need to run back there and change this rather stinky kid. Come here. Child. Hey, you. Hey, you. Say, hey, you. Come here. Stinker. You stinky. What do you say? There you go. That's a whole pine cone. There's a whole pine cone in there. How'd you fit that? Blech. You trying to get that sock off? You better keep that sock on. It's covering a Band-Aid. Yeah. Yeah. That's a cow. Yeah, moo. Moo. Is that what the cow says? Leave your sticker. Leave your sticker. It covers a boo-boo. You trying to break those shoes in and giving your feet blisters. We gotta put Band-Aids on them. You said, hey, I'm gonna go walk 10 miles in these shoes today. In my living room. Alright, hang in there, folks. We're almost done changing the kid, the child. She's almost fresh. She's ready to fix. There you go. You want some ice cream? You've been a good baby. Ice cream. You need help. No, ice cream? What do you say? What do you say? Say thank you. Okay. Last thing that we need to do really quick before we start. We need to message the next person up for repair so they've got plenty of time to join as well. And then we will get started. Okay. You want your... Here you go. Without further ado, without further to do, let me fix. So we got the blinkies confirmed. We already tried a software restore on this fella. Complained about iBeckett issues. That doesn't really mean much anything. Other than when we tried pushing a fresh copy of the software to it using a custom USB adapter, it got to a point where it was trying to push something in the firmware related to iBeck, but it usually means really that there's some kind of hardware issue. You okay? Oh, you taking your Band-Aid off. Oh, there you go. Your first boo-boo. Usually when we see the software restore fail complaining about iBeck issues, it is a logic board issue, specifically with the CPU probably dying or becoming partially disconnected. Quite a lot of the errors that you might get when trying to restore the software to these might sound like one thing, but they really mean something else. Kind of like scanning codes for your car. Let's say you get a check engine light on your car, and you go to the parts store and you borrow the code scanner, and you pull codes, and the car's giving you P0420 for like the frickin' oxygen sensor to left bank upstream or some stuff like that, right? And your immediate reaction might be, okay, so the O2 sensor's bad. I'm just gonna buy a new one and replace it. That is not true. The oxygen sensor code could get thrown on your car for any number of reasons, ranging from, and it depends on the specific error code too, right? More modern cars tend to have a little better diagnostics, I think. But then they lock a lot of that behind stuff that you can't get without very expensive proprietary tools. Anyways, you get a code from your car, it says oxygen sensor out of range, And you might think, oh, I'll just replace the oxygen sensor, it went bad. If you think about it, any number of things could cause the engine computer to throw a code saying the oxygen sensor is no longer reading within expected values. Not just that the O2 sensor could be bad, but that the wiring to the sensor could be bad. Or even worse, something is running so seriously wrong in the engine itself that it's not producing exhaust gases that the O2 sensor is able to actually even interpret a valid reading from. Or, let's say, even for example, the battery's been disconnected from the car for a long time, and you go to plug the battery back into the car and you go to start it up, and it's got a check engine light, and you start to panic, and you pull the codes, and it's, you know, got all sorts of codes just because you pulled the codes after letting the car start up and sit there for 10 minutes at idle. You didn't actually put it in drive and run it down the street and put it through gears and pushing switches and sensors and making it run through all the paces and actually get a chance. For example, oxygen sensors only work when there's so much exhaust flow moving through or certain conditions. In my old C, it doesn't even use the O2 sensors at idle anyways. So, point in case, error codes don't always mean what they may sound like they sound like. They could be red herrings at worst, or they could just be a symptom, not a true cause. And I've been trying to map out all of the different possible error like conditions that you can get from trying to restore the software on these first gen HomePods. And I've gotten a lot of it figured out, but not all of it. And of course right now I have no time to sit down and spend hours trying to figure more of it out. It was more or less, for now, I did a basic brain memory dump of what I've seen, put it in a Google Sheet and linked it to the GitHub guide for restoring your own HomePod software, just to hopefully get more eyes on it, more brains thinking about it, maybe a few people contributing to it. I'm not the smartest guy out there for sure, and I'm willing to admit even I'm not the smartest guy working on HomePods out there. I'm probably just the guy that was one of the first and has worked on the most of them. But there's a few, I've talked to a few people that work on some of these, and they help me with stuff. I sometimes help, but then I talk to someone and it's like, oh, you really know what you're talking about. I'm still trying to figure a lot of this out. Not as far as HomePods, more like just general electronics repairs and how things work. So we kind of skipped past the problem part here. I'll go ahead and get this out of here. But we're going to go all the way, because if they're going to pay us for the most expensive repair that we offer, then I'm going to see, there's a hint. There's a hint as to what could be going wrong. If we look at this board, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but the closer you get to this edge of this cowl, this metal shield, it's almost got a sort of like it got really hot up here. You know what that tells me? Yeah, you can kind of see it up there. But that tells me probably the wireless module has cooked itself, and that's why it's throwing these errors at us. But okay, no biggie. I have the goods. We're gonna take this from it. Wow, this thing just kind of ran really hot, didn't it? Its heart will go on. So anyways, we're going to tear this all the way apart. Since they're paying for the most they can pay for our repairs, they're going to get the most we can give them. More or less, they're just paying for this board. And I'm throwing in with the rest of it. We're going to take it all the way apart, get to the amp, and replace a few things that more often go bad and cause common issues than what they're having here. Yeah, we get our fair share of bricks showing up, but I don't think that all these pods with blinking volume buttons is as common as any of the other issues that we get here. All right. I don't care if these were on the floor. I want to eat them. If you can eat them, I can eat them. All right. It wants new filters and it wants a new Schottky diode to prevent death farts and no power. Doesn't look or smell like anything else to be concerned with inside of this one. We got that board, that replacement logic board that'll make it boot up again. Oh, it's so perfect. Let's get that diode out of here.
Oh no, what happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Oh, you got sticker? Okay. It is time to go back together. Hmm. Alright, I believe this logic board is still set up to my home. So it shouldn't complain about the Wi-Fi. Well, actually, it'll probably complain about the Wi-Fi because I'll try it before it can reconnect. But, yeah, let's see here.
Having trouble connecting to the internet.
Beautiful. Finally. Finally. One of those backlogged bricks down. Like 6 or 7 more to go still. Alright. It is time for a second gen. It is number 4219 with no power. 4109 is coming up soon. They needed a new logic board as well. Oh, they'll be happy we're finally finishing this. They're the ones that sent that mini in too. They'll be able to get all that back. Alright. And let me grab a power cord for these. Watch it turn on. That's just my luck with these second gens. Practically no power draw from the wall. No lights, no power. I'm giving it a firm smack. Not for any silly reason, but some of these have touch panel issues where they start to lose their sensitivity and become kind of too sensitive in some cases. But sometimes touching or squeezing the side or smacking the top will make it work again. But no, this is definitely no power. So let's crack it open and see what's going on inside. Let's stick this over here. Now for everyone's least favorite part. They could have just not cut these drawstrings too short and made putting this thing back together a matter of seconds and not its own job. I think Apple should. Well, of course, there's no way they don't have like a team dedicated for making sure things are repairable and what have you, but they don't have the highest priority, I guess, is my concern. At least not with the HomePods. They're doing such a grand job with iPhone repairability, but they stuck us with these HomePods. Alright, because of the power draw being essentially nothing, my gut says start with the power supply below. So that's where we're going to go. How does our fuse look? Oh, is our fuse blown open? Is that the deal here? Have we already figured it out? Is this going to be a common problem? Yeah, you go at it, kid. Get him. Here's our power supply. It doesn't look like it has any of the same problems as the last one we looked at. Let's see if the fuse is actually good. Okay, yeah, no, the fuse is good. I was poking the wrong spots. Let's grab another power supply here. And we're just gonna try a different whole power supply board real quick. Quick and easy. And with this set of parts, we can simultaneously test their display and logic board. Because right now we're just trying to figure out which board is even bad. Where's our problem? Let's see, can I plug it in without having to take the whole thing apart? I did it last time, I think I can do it again. I give up. I'm taking it apart. Ah, but it's such a pain. Let's do it. I've got replacements. That is no big deal. Okay. All that. So we can put this power supply back in. We can get it out. Can't get it back in. Without a fight. Okay. Which, uh-oh. Which supply was which? Let me find out. We come to our live stream and we rewind a few minutes. And this one was the one without the writing on the transformer. So this is the one that we want to try. Okay. Will this boot up now with just a different power supply? I don't know. Nah, still nothing. Still nothing, which means that it could still be the amp, but it's not a power supply issue. Alright, to determine if it is an amplifier board or a logic board issue, let's use my good amplifier. Get a power supply connected to this and see what changes, if anything. If it still doesn't turn on, then we've probably got an issue in their logic board. Alright. We have 1 watt of power draw at the wall. And it's booting up. So, confirmed issue on the amplifier board. Is that so? Go ahead and take this back apart all the way. Let's see if we find any obvious suspects. Actually, you know what? What did I do last time with this? When we had one come in with no power, we covered all but the 2 big pads with capped on tape, and that made it work. Is that going to be the same story here? Let's try. Let's try something here. Only 20 more HomePods today to stay on track of finishing in 300 years. Oh, geez. Watch this work. All I've done is covered up the small pads that connect to the power supply and only left the 2 big pins exposed.
Yeah.
All right. And contact. Hey, look at that. We have power.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the home app.
Let's go, folks. Is that going to be all 3 of these today? Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get this mostly put back together. I'm going to do the easy stuff here. And then we're going to move on to some more repairs today. Because we got to keep it moving along or we'll get backed up real fast. yeah, 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 yeah. I hate these two screws the most because they're horizontal and you can't fit screwdriver. Door stuck. You saw me earlier, I had to pull the vice grips out and manually take this one out by hand. It's so ridiculous. Ridiculous. The only part between first and second gens that remained the same, the grommet for the ribbon cable. Every single other screw, speaker, gasket, piece of plastic, it's all different. But this little guy, this what was wrong with the what was wrong with this one that covering the pads fixed? So there's honestly, I don't actually know. I don't know for sure. All I have are guesses. I think it has to do with the power supply seeing. I don't know. I don't know. But I have, where is it? I have an amplifier board here that had the same problem. And after spending hours trying to figure out exactly why this fixes it, I still couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find any differences between the working board, or a working board, and the board that wouldn't work without covering those extra pads up. There must be something, I mean, cuckoo crazy theory, there's something on here that kicks the bucket after a certain period of time and makes it suddenly stop working. But covering those pads makes it work. But again, that would be absolutely illegally insane for Apple to design this to such a degree to intentionally make it fail like that. There's got to be some trace or something in the board, inside of it, that's broken or something, or the power supply is supposed to see something else and it doesn't, so, or it's maybe it's seeing something that it shouldn't. and it won't work because of that. But what we've done in the past for these is after not being able to actually figure out what was causing it, I started running out of ideas, and I was like, I don't even know how did I think about this? But after all those pads on this here, I said, okay, well, what if I just cover everything but the two feeding it power? Because all it needs is power. Just give it power, turn the thing on, and then I'll see how far into the board the power drops out. But as soon as I did that, it turned on. And I've done that for a few of these second gens now. I haven't had any come back. No one's house is burned down. I would really like to know exactly what this is doing, aside from fixing it. But I will be honest, I don't know for certain. Okay. This is about as much as I want to put it back together before we let it test overnight and make sure, like I said, that it's actually fixed and not just working temporarily. And then exploding into fire and flames as soon as it actually goes and gets used. These second gens. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Ah! Get on there. I am the HomePod Whisperer. Get on there! Ah! Okay. Wow, like dressing a 2-year-old, let me tell you. So we have spent a lot of time on this one, and it's going to take a lot more to finish putting back together and making look like factory again. But we can at least sanity check and make sure that it's all still working and that we put it back together properly here before we leave it for the next one. How long it takes for these to show signs of life after you first plug it back in always kind of concerns me. It gets me, it throws me for a loop.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info,
Perfect. So, we'll set the rest of this off to the side for now. We'll finish putting it back together later. This weekend. Very good, very nice. I'm pleased. Where's my basket? Who's next? Ha ha ha. It's another brick. Another first gen brick. So we gotta break out the first gen cable again. And 4109 here has also been very patiently waiting their turn for a replacement logic board. And since they're paying for a replacement logic board, we're throwing in a whole bunch of maintenance to give it every less reason to come back to us for much more common issues in the future. It's going to spin around for a bit and then it should start blinking. Let's go ahead and switch the names up, email a person, and get this fixed. Chris is coming up soon, so we'll email them. We got the blinkies, so let's dig in. See, what was this NAND? That is one that I can fix once I've got the time for it. Actually, the same issue that this board had that I spent some time a few nights ago fixing up. But because it takes so long, it can sometimes take a few tries and it doesn't always even end up still fixing it. I don't always like to try fixing boards with these issues until I've got plenty of free time to fart around with it. You okay?
The hammer.
Hammer? Alright. For every HomePod, a new set of filters are in order. Let's get those replaced. Like a boss. Got a 26K dated Schottky diode. You need not worry about that causing power issues. That would make this one ready to put back together and get back out of here. What are the 4 components I replaced? Ah, yeah. Sorry I didn't, I forget to explain a lot about what we're doing these days, because we've, oh geez, we've done thousands of them by now. We've probably explained thousands of times, but I'm happy to at this point whenever anyone asks. I just don't by default. In any case, those 4 little guys are DC filters for the audio signal that's going to the amplifier chip, specifically for the subwoofer. Those are responsible for perhaps the most, if not second most common issue that HomePods show up to us for repair. Death farts, stinky subwoofer speakers, and bass issues. stemming from them going bad. So even though they might test okay even today, there's a good chance that they go bad in the near future. And we want to, whenever we have a chance, we want to replace all of the original filters with known good brand new high quality ones. Because there's two reasons why those filters fail. One is age-related failures, and that's expected and normal, but we shouldn't be seeing that until at least 5-10 plus years down the road. Instead, what we've been seeing are many of these prematurely failing, indicating not an age-related failure, but the second reason why they fail. More likely, they're just either low-quality parts that were used, which I don't think so, or they used the wrong spec. Because we've been doing this for almost 5 years now, and from day one we've been getting people sending them in to us for death farts. And day one would have only been a year or two after these things came out. Not even 2 years. About a year or so. And then they never come back. Once we fix it, it never comes back. So if it was a design problem, I should be getting RMAs out the ass. But the replacements are holding up. What's that lead me to believe? It's not an age issue. It might be a quality issue. And Apple's known to possibly use lesser quality components here and there, perhaps. But that's hard for me to really believe when they spent so much on these things to make them as it is. You want your bear? There you go. You want some M&Ms? Shuffle hands, welcome back. Did Stefan give you any hints as to what's going on? Are we just starting too late for him? Has he got too much going on? I'm worried. I'm worried about your grades too. We're gonna have a talk when your mother gets home. The iPhone 17 didn't release tonight, and it was pre-orders that launched tonight. Well, yeah, of course. Of course. Oh, he said he was going to sleep? Alright. I don't blame him. Gonna have to demote him if he stops showing up. No. You took your band-aids off. He quit because it was too... Oh, that would be... What's up? All right. Gosh, every time. It gives me a heart attack. Let me plug the power cable in. There we go. All right. What's the weather?
One sec.
Yeah.
It's currently cloudy and 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Expect partly cloudy skies starting in the evening.
Right.
Temperatures are heading down from 68 to 59 degrees tonight.
All right. The GPUs are all mini display ports, so there's tons of adapters hanging around. Oh yeah, I know exactly that situation. I am all too familiar with it. No lights, no power. I didn't see how much it was drawing from the wall. Let me double check. A couple of watts. 2 point, who cares? Let's get it fixed. pull up Task Manager. Is it running Windows 10? Then you can pull up Task Manager and see if it's throttling on this, or if it's pegging the CPU or GPU. Easy peasy. But part of me would be surprised if they're running Windows 10, but part of me just feels old. your friend was trying to model that many. There's your problem. Too many toasters. Pro tip of the day. Control, Shift, Escape. Hit all three of those at the same time on your keyboard. What does it bring up? Task Manager on Windows. Doesn't do nothing anywhere else, but it works on Windows to bring up Task Manager. Very handy. GPU's never above 10%. Yeah, bullocks. If you're looking at the CPU, go to the CPU tab, and then right-click on the graph, and then there's an option, change graph to show all threads or show all processors, not one CPU, all cores, or some stupid combined setting like that. And then what that'll do is SolidWorks is probably not multi-threading. It's probably only using one CPU core. And your school probably didn't think about it, and they were like, oh, multi-core CPU better than single-core CPU, and didn't realize that SolidWorks, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look. But I'm willing to guess. No. No. That cat's gonna hurt you if you keep doing that. No. You need to stop doing that. The cat's not a toy. Anyways. I'm willing to bet SolidWorks probably isn't multi-threaded optimized, and it's pegging a single CPU thread, and your school bought more cores instead of faster cores. And for a lot of applications, faster clock speed out of each core is going to be better than more cores to do more things at a time. Imagine this. You've got two different highway systems. One highway system has 10 lanes of traffic, but the speed limit's only 45 miles an hour. Then you've got another highway system that only has 2 lanes, but the speed limit's 90. Which one do you think you're going to get to work faster with? And the answer is, well, it depends. What's your workload? What's the traffic going to look like? Are you going to have more people or less people? Are you going to have more people trying to go through at the same time? Or are you going to have more people trying to go through spread out throughout the day? Are you trying to run an application, one application that can only utilize one CPU thread at a time? Or are you trying to run multiple applications and or an application that can take advantage of those multiple highways? Very important distinction that I'm still surprised to this day nobody considers when they're building out and selling hardware. It boggles my mind. So yeah, shuffle hands for you. Your schoolwork, it's not homework, because you gotta wait till you get to school to do it. Hardy har har. Your schoolwork for me is gonna be to pull up Task Manager and tell me where the bottleneck is. Is it maxing out on the GPU? It doesn't sound like it. You said the GPU is never above 10%. Or is it bottlenecking on the CPU? And why is it bottlenecking on the CPU? Is it the single core CPU performance? Or is it utilizing multiple threads and still bottlenecking? Also find out if SolidWorks uses a single thread or if it's multi-thread capable. But in any case, well, and also, like, I don't know if SolidWorks uses GPU unless you have the right GPU. You might need to configure it too. It's been a long time since I've used SolidWorks. I'd give it like, yeah, 15 years by now since I've touched it last. Dang, it's almost been longer than I've touched SolidWorks than Stefan's been alive. This dang chair is going to be the end of me. It keeps bouncing around and then I smack the hot air gun into the board. Alright, but we didn't hurt anything. We didn't bump anything. Very good. We got lucky. Let's get the star of the show. What we just replaced were the DC filters. They love to go bad and cause death farts so often enough that it warrants replacing them when we have a chance. This is what went bad and caused their power issues. A bad batch of these diodes floating around out there, so we'll get it replaced with a new one that won't have the same problem, but it's also a higher quality, higher rated version of it, just to give more warm and fuzzies. Gibbertronics. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for the compliments. Uh-oh, it's another second gen up next. Can we fix it with a piece of tape? Or will it be a doozy, as Grandpa would say? Oh, Grandpa would go on about his HomePods all the time. Dun dun dun. Huh, a Neil. It's not a Neil, it's just Neil. blah, Wi-Fi issues, can't connect to the internet, check your home app, something. Say something. Speak to me. Tell me something sweet. You're really thinking about it, aren't you? That's okay. I'll make sure that you are in all good working order before we send it back. But we got it powering on for now. We're gonna move on to Anil with a no power. And then it's gonna be Matt. Look at that, a second gen. Surprise! Oh, Matt's got 2 HomePods. What a doozy. Let me tell you. Let's find them and let them know. They're coming up next. That's a phone number. There we go. Let's swap out our power cord. The cable. And see what this is doing for us. I had a brief spike up to 6 watts and it's fallen back down to practically nothing, 0, nada. Give it a few more seconds. These things do love to take a moment to show something if they're working. Excuse me. Touch issues? Hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri. Nope. She's dead. Let's fix. Are the second gens more or less prone to failure than the first gens? That's a good question. If I have to go purely based off my experience, which is going to most likely be a bit biased, I don't know. But based off my experience, the first gens sold more, so we get more of them in for repair, but most of their issues we can fix. We don't get very many we do not get hardly any second gens in. But that could be a few things. Most people already bought first gens and they didn't sell nearly as many second gens. Or the second gens, they do genuinely seem like they have less issues. But the issues that they do have tend to be a lot less fixable. The most common issue with second gens are ghost touch, phantom touch issues, where it'll stop, it won't be super sensitive, it won't respond very well to intentional input, and then it'll turn around and more or less touch itself. It'll activate things and turn the volume all over the place, and that's stuck. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? But the ghost touch issues require a replacement touch panel, and I can't get my hands on those without spending an arm and a leg for each unit from the guy that manufactures replacements over in China. But every once in a while, or in this case, 3 of them showed up all with no power. That has a better chance of being fixable. But in any case, we don't get nearly as many second gens in. And I don't know if that's because Apple has made the second gens more repairable, and they're actually fixing more of them in-house and not turning so many people away. Or people didn't buy as many of them because they already got first gens. And they tried the second gens and they just like their first gens more. So more people have them, and we're going to get more of those into fix, because they're long discontinued at this point. It is a Gen 2 Nixon. Welcome back. It's been a minute. This is actually the second gen that we have worked on this stream here today. And there's a third one coming up later as well. Nixon's panicking because he just bought a pair of second gens. And he's like, I just bought these thinking that I wasn't going to have issues like the first gens. And here he is with 3 of them that he's got to fix. Oh, geez. Nah. What's up, Nixon? School. Staying busy. Get smart. I quit school. Look at how I turned out. Alright. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be a power supply issue? Is it gonna be a logic board issue? Is it gonna be... What is it gonna be? Why are those resistors red? I've never seen red ones before. Is this like a prototype second gen? It does not look like it. It looks exactly like any other second gen except for... Oh, it's just the power supplies from a completely different manufacturer. That's what's up. We normally get Solemns, and this one's a Foxlink. Wow, that's a completely different design. What the hell? I mean, the whole amp is the same. The power supply is totally different, though. Wow. I mean, really, wow. .48 volt, 1.125 amp. This one's rated for 1.5 amp. Huh. How long does the second gen take to repair? Too freaking long, man. And too much longer that I'm sitting here dicking around and chatting about it. But, why'd I go from the bottom this time versus the one before? Different generation of HomePods required different assembly and disassembly procedures. The first gens, we go top down. That's how they're put together. It's just how they're put together. The second gens, they're fastened together from the bottom up. But they do on camera. It all looks pretty similar enough on the outside that unless I say something, you guys most people don't notice that we have fixed a couple of first gens, and this is actually a second gen here. The first thing we're going to do now here is grab our known good power supply and amplifier and cut our troubleshooting work in half by seeing if it's an issue with their amplifier or power supply, or if it's an issue with their logic board / display dealio that Apple's combined together here. Okay. We've got 1 watt of power draw. I believe it's going to turn on. If I am not... Yeah, see, there we go. It's booting up. So, once again, we have an issue, either power supply or amplifier board issue with theirs. We can put this to the side for now. And let's go ahead and take the power supply out. And y'all know how we got to do that. We can't just take the screws for the power supply out and yank it out of here. Because they do those tricks. This is such garbage. I tell you what. You know what? I'm going to try without taking this hat all the way apart. Here we go. Even better, I bet we don't even need to unplug the power supply. Here, let's get up close. Come here. Gather around, children. Sorry. Oh no, no worries. I sign up for it. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't tell you to send it in. Man, that power supply is different, but functionally exactly the same. Alright, here's what we're going to do. The good old tape trick. We're going to cover up those auxiliary pads and see if it boots up with just the primaries. You should absolutely engrave Dingus into your iPod shuffle hands. That shouldn't even be a question. You're a dingus. Yeah, okay, this is a little more difficult than I expected. Oh. Get back here. Alright, I want you to go right here. Perfect. And you I want to go right on the other side. And then we can put our power supply back down. We've got those extra pads covered. It's just the power input for the power supply now. Okay. This will be a moment of truth. Will it turn on now? Is it an amp issue? There are moments in the world. Okay, still no power draw. I don't think we're gonna have any change here. Nah, still no worky. So the same issue that we fixed on the other one is not the problem here. Well, shoot, let's go ahead and try a different power supply then. Since this one looks so gosh darn different, maybe it's what's wrong. No, you gotta leave your sticker on there. It's a Band-Aid. It helps you. It's time to go on a 2-week Minecraft kick and then forget about it for 6 months. Yeah, I feel that. Haha, I got it plugged in without having to take the whole thing back apart. Hello. What can I get for you? Are you having a giggle? What are you giggling about? What are you sitting on? Well, you're sitting on your ball. Are you on your ball? Hello. Alright. Let's see. If it still doesn't work, then that only leaves the amplifier board. Same power draw. I think it still doesn't work. I think it's an amp issue. Yeah, still nothing. Alright. We gotta go all the way in. We gotta go all the way. Yeah, and of course that screw is not coming out, so we gotta spend a few minutes getting it here. The good old-fashioned way. Let me tell you.
I didn't what?
Okay. We got the troublesome screw out. We can get the rest out now. they had to put them all in here like this. Why? Why would they do this? It's plastic, Apple. It doesn't need 200 foot-pounds of torque. It'll break. Yeah. 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 This should not make this screwdriver struggle this much. No, you have too many blisters, you can't. No. You gotta heal first. Ah, this sucks. Woo! Haha, that went for a ride. No. No. No! 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 I see you. I see you. Where's Chell? We will sanity check that it is the amplifier board by using, where is it? Where is it? Their power supply with my amplifier. Is the Gen 2 air cooled? It actually has the little passive. No. No. You can't do that. Now you're starting to be bad. I'm gonna have to make you upset if you won't knock it off. Because you're gonna hurt yourself doing what you're doing, and I don't want that. That tent wasn't made for your shenanigans, child. knock it off.
Me. Daddy.
Stop.
No.
Don't tell me no.
Oh, no.
She, defiant little shit. But she was doing it yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple of days ago. Running into her little tent and like running into the walls inside of it, literally bouncing off of them. And she ended up pushing the tent over and it fell into the cat tree, and she smacked her chin to the cat tree, and now she's got a big old bruise under her chin. And what does she go and do the next day? Same stuff. She doesn't learn. She's like me. Yeah, 1 watt of power draw, so it's definitely an amp issue. I'm gonna spend a few more minutes trying to figure it out, and then I think what we'll do is I'll just swap the whole amplifier board, this whole assembly over, because I don't want to spend too much longer on this with everything else that we do need to. Yeah, I think that's just what we're gonna do. We've already spent so long on it. We've still got so much to do. I don't think we even have enough time to finish everything that I want to tonight. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna save this one for a future figuring out. And for now, we will go ahead and put their stuff together with this here shell of good parts. I do need the gasket out of it. Almost got them all. Hello? Hello? One, two. 1, 2. 2 pins. 2-pin subwoofer connector. One, 2, 3. 3 pins? Why does my amp have a 3-pin connector for the subwoofer and their amp have a 2-pin connector? What the hell is going on here? What does my other amp have? Everything I have has a 3-pin connector. Why is theirs so different? This is strange. Do I have another subwoofer? I do have another subwoofer. Another subwoofer. And guess what? 3-pin. Only 2 are actually connected, but physically different connector. It just gets weirder. But, is the subwoofer itself the same? Yes. Is there a board revision on the board? Yes, and unfortunately it's probably, but we've already got the special amp out, so it's just one more screw and we can see there's a motorcycle. Can you say motorcycle? Get out of here. Get out of here. Totally different amp boards too. As far as wait a sec, so my amp board doesn't even have oh, here it is. My amplifier boards only have a model number. Yours has now what the heck is 82003. So it is, yours is 820-03326-A. Mine 820-02745-05. As far as board numbers, these are different board numbers. As far as revisions, batch number, serial number, something, anything, nothing. Nothing else on mine, at least, to compare with yours. This is just weird, but also probably totally normal when you see enough of them. Two, three. This is the one we want. We need. Alright, that's as much time as we can put into this one. It'll take another, frankly, another probably 15 to 30 minutes just to get all of this put back together again. But we can test it out functionally and see if the hardware's all good and squared away.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
All these second gens are sucking up my parts. What's up with that? Okay, folks, give me 1 second. I'm gonna step away, and then we're gonna come right back to a few more first gens and maybe a second gen again. You alright? Alright. We got a couple of HomePods from Matt to fix. Well, not even really fix, actually. They just want some maintenance done on them. So Matt's got 2 of them that he wants maintenance on. We've also got Albert. We're going to be trying to restore the software on Albert's HomePod after we get this one from Matt and before we fix Matt's other one. So we'll let them know they're going to be coming up here. Alright. Let's sanity check this. Make sure we're not missing any issues that they might have missed. Yeah, it seems like a totally
I'm
fine.
having trouble connecting to the internet.
Totally fine HomePod right now. And let's crack it open so we can make it stay that way. Your 2012 Mac Mini was made in 2014. Yeah, my 2013 trash can Mac Pro was made in 2016. Oh boy. I am so sorry. Excuse me. Alright. Here we go. We're going to give it some new DC filters, since those love to go bad and cause death farts. At least all the originals do. I'm sure we're all set and squared away with our replacements. They'll eventually decay and need to be replaced again, but we're talking 10, 15, 20 plus years down the road. And there is a 26K dated diode. Those don't cause any power issues. Everything else looks good. Everything else looks great. Happy little HomePod. What are you doing, kid? My beloved trash can Mac Pro. And you want me to soil it with Minecraft. Okay, it's actually tempting. It's tempting to see how many frames it can get vanilla, and then modding it. You're getting 80? Very nice. Huh. How? Oh, well, 1080. What's the viewing distance? Is it maxed out? Yeah, 7 chunks? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. If VSync is on, shouldn't it be capping your frame rate to 60? He benchmarks his Minecraft with only a 7-chunk viewing distance. Oh! Frame cap is disabled. Okay, this might show my ignorance, but I thought part of VSync was to cap the frame rate to the max that the monitor could even display, because that's part of what contributes to tearing. I don't know. Oh, I never mention it because it's just a quick and easy thing, but it did get a new solid rubber subwoofer gasket, of course, to replace the old crusty foam. Very cool. All right. As mentioned, shh. We're gonna see if we can't restore Albert's. Can you wait a second? No, you can't. You're gonna. Come here. Can I give you kisses? You want a snack? Yeah. Hold on. You're lucky I got you snacks. Hold on. Where did I put them? Did I put them? Oh, I did. Would you like some smoked turkey and cheese with some apple juice? You sad little baby. Here. You want some yummies? I'm gonna take a piece of turkey from you. And some cheese. And some crackers and cookies, because I know you're not going to eat all of this. You're just going to make a mess with it. But there you go. You want some juice? You thirsty, baby? Here you go. Alright, crisis averted.
I'm having Wi-Fi issues. Look in the home app for more info.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat your food if you won't. I'll eat all of it.
Oh no! I saw a nanny.
That's actually really good. I'm gonna buy you more of these instead. They're like Lunchables, but they actually taste like real food. You okay? Did you stick the whole chunk of turkey in your mouth? No. Okay. We're good. Alright. Now that my child has some snackage, let's see if we can't snap this sucker back to life before we hop back over to Matt's second HomePod for maintenance. Matt, we'll be right back with yours. We got Albert here. Place your bets, folks. What's it going to give us? Is it going to be a successful software restore? Is it going to throw an error complaining about the CPU? Is it going to throw an error complaining about the NAND? My money is on the NAND. We have not been seeing enough of these throwing NAND errors recently. I feel like they're going to be cropping up again here soon. Let's find out. Pull up a new terminal window. I will share that with you folks so you can watch along. Little itty bitty guy. Look at that guy. Let's make him bigger. What's it got? Oh, why is that falling? Ah, there we go. Oh, it's still falling. There we go. Third tries the charm. Yeah, there it is. I am disappointed to report that my guess was correct. Waiting for NAND means it is waiting for the storage to respond, and it is not. The most common hardware failure of these bricked HomePods, not of all HomePods, but of the bricked ones that show up here. When it is a hardware issue, it's usually that NAND error. All in all, it means this one is going to have to get back in line until I can come back to it with a replacement logic board, or the time to properly take it apart and diagnose it. What are you doing? All right. And with that, we'll come back to Matt. And I think that's all that we're going to have time for tonight. We've been going for 3.5 hours. We'll be just shy of 4 when we finish here. And, well, wife will be home soon. It's Friday. The weekend's coming up. She works this weekend, so I gotta spend all the time that I can get with her. And, but on the flip side, that's all the time that we will come back here and spend with you folks to fix a bunch more of them. No obvious issues or concerns here with number 2, but let's get it the same treatment and we'll get out of here. This is what I'm living with. This is what my kid just did. I could have eaten this. But instead, you've made it a toy. Yeah, oh no. What is this?
Oh, tea.
Is this cheese? Yeah, it's cheese. Yeah, that's cheese, all right.
Are you looking?
Are you gonna eat this cheese, or are you gonna squander it?
Ah.
I'll give it back to you. Very nice. And another 26K dated Schottky diode there. Not part of the batch that fails and causes no power. Once again, looks like it just a new set of filters. No complaints here. Let's get this back together with a new subwoofer gasket, and that'll be a stream. Everyone else that we didn't get to yet in the queue there will be up next for repair on our next stream this weekend. We don't have a choice. We have to pull some pretty long ones this weekend if we want to catch up. But frankly, I love it. I love being busy as long as I can get the work done. You're still going? p.m. Oh, I am exhausted. What are you giggling about? Are you doing something you shouldn't?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the home app.
Folks, that's all I've got the time and energy for the day. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye. Say goodbye.